Austin Castro.
Good Sunday evening. We had a dry and calm end to February, and it's going to continue into the start of January as we take a look at what we are tracking weather-wise. Expect more mostly sunny conditions and really more mostly dry conditions. Now, if you're in the foothills, the Sierra, Wednesday, you might see a little bit of precipitation, but I'll get to that in just a minute. Now, as we get into next weekend, we are expecting things to warm up once again, similar to what we saw just this last Saturday. Now, as you make your way out the door tomorrow morning, you can see we are going to be on the cooler side, not super frigid, but definitely cooler. Some upper 40s across most of the area, 51 over in Roseville and 46 over in Auburn. Now, our temperatures for the first few days of the week are really going to be mostly seasonable, mostly normal. Now, once we get into Monday and you'll see Tuesday, the foothills will start to see some above normal temperatures, but overall the valley gonna be pretty seasonable. It's once we get into Friday and especially Saturday where we start to see that warm up, and we are expecting those highs to get into the 70s, possibly even getting close to the 80s. Now, I do want to pull up our futurecast here because Monday, Tuesday are going to be fairly dry. The valley on Wednesday also expected to remain fairly dry. However, once we get into Wednesday, you can see the foothills and the higher elevations are potentially going to see some very brief rain and snow. Now, this isn't going to be a whole lot, and really, if you blink, you might even miss it, because as we fast forward a few hours, you can see just how quickly that system dissipates here, and we start to look a whole lot more clear by 6 p.m. on Thursday. And as we make our way through the remainder of the week, it's really going to be pretty calm, pretty quiet. Most of us are just going to see some morning clouds before it clears up later in the afternoon. Taking a look at your highs for Monday, you can see we're going to remain pretty seasonable to start off the work week. Some low 60s over in the foothills, some low 50s over in Pollock Pines as well. Over in the Bay Area Delta, pretty nice as well. We are looking at some mid to upper 60s over in that area, 67 in Vacaville, that is. And here in the valley, pretty similar conditions, 65 in Sacramento, 68 in Stockton, and 69 in Modesto. Now, I do want to pull up our 5-day regional forecast to just show you sort of the difference in the forecast here. So you can see most of us are going to remain dry, but once we get into Wednesday, the coastal area also going to remain dry, but the mountains and the hills tracking that potential chance of rain. Again, very brief, late morning, early afternoon. It's not going to be a significant rainmaker or a significant snowmaker, so just something to keep in mind as we get closer to Wednesday. Taking a look at your forecast here, you can see we are going to be looking dry for most of us. Not really rain or snow to speak of, but a very important reminder. Next weekend, we're going to be warming up, approaching the 80-degree mark for the highs, but also make sure to move those clocks forward. We spring forward and unfortunately do lose that hour of sleep going into Sunday.